Aloha everyone! So today I'll show you how I made this Wholock jar, which you can have fun with using UV light. So I used a jar, of course, pencil, ruler, scissors, paintbrushes, black permanent marker, colored pens, acrylic paint, liquid glue, marker pen with UV light, ribbons, and a hot glue gun. You will also need a white A4 sized paper. So first I cut a strip of paper and placed it inside of the jar to check how much paper I will need. Then I measured the height of the cylindrical part of the jar and also from the rim to the top part of the jar. Then I placed the measurement on the A4 sized paper and used the strip of paper to measure out the amount of paper I'll need. I folded the paper in 4 equal parts to make the TARDIS. I drew 8 windows and extended the top part of the TARDIS. Then cut out the shaded regions. Then I drew the silhouette of the 11th Doctor and Sherlock. Then to create a speech bubble, I used the outline of a brain and removed the pencil marks inside with an eraser. For painting the TARDIS, I mixed some blue paint with a little bit of glue to make it waterproof. Then I tried to mix a little bit of black paint to make the remaining windows, but it turned out to be way too black, so I just painted the silhouettes with it. I used a black waterproof pen to make the silhouettes more accurate. I outlined the speech bubble using a black permanent marker. Then I wrote the following quotation using blue and black pen. While writing, I decided to turn the I into magnifying glasses. I also left the O of the sociopath to turn that into a yellow smiley face. Then I used this marker pen with UV light to create handprints on the second TARDIS. On the remaining 4 windows, I wrote SHER with the pen. Right beneath the windows, I wrote lock using a black permanent marker and then outlined it with silver pen so that it's more visible. Then using the silver pen, I wrote 221B and drew a door handle on each door, similar to that of Sherlock Holmes' door. Instead of painting this window in silver, I used black just to write Baker Street on it. I used white paint and a small sponge to create a mist right below locked. After the paint dried, I wrote 2 somethings with a black pen, the second one slightly lower than the first one. Then using a blue ball pen, I wrote the remaining words, somewhat like a crossword. To create the base, I traced the bottom of the jar Then I cut out the circle to make sure it fit in the base of the jar. Then I took it out and traced a slightly smaller circle on it. I placed 32 marks to represent the 32 capsules of the London Eye. Then I drew 2 clock hands to represent the 10th and 11th Doctor. And at the very center, I drew the Doctor Who symbol. Did you know that for superstitious reasons, these 32 capsules are numbered from 1 to 33? The number 13 is left out for good luck. I put small dabs of glue on it to position it at the base of the jar. Later on, I used hot glue and tip of the pen to spread the glue around the paper to make it stick to the jar. Then I rolled up the TARDIS to place it inside of the jar and secured it in place with some tape. I glued the blue parts to the rim of the jar. And using the same method as before, I glued the TARDIS to the jar as well. For the rim, I made sure a TARDIS blue ribbon goes all around the rim of the jar. Then I measured some white ribbon so that it goes halfway around the rim of the jar. I also glued some white ribbon in the inside of the rim of the jar to cover up the blue parts. Using a red ribbon, I made the bow tie of the 11th Doctor, because, you know, bow ties are cool. For this, I glued the ends of the 2 ribbons. Then I cut out another piece of red ribbon and glued it in half. Then I placed that on the center of the other ribbon, like a plus. To create a bow tie, I folded one end on the inside and then secured it with the center of the bow tie, and did the same on the other side. Then glued the center of the bow tie together. I cut out the remaining piece and then simply glued the bow tie at the center of the white ribbon. For the blue part of the rim, I took some white paper and colored it with black permanent marker on both sides. Using a silver metallic pen, I wrote Police Public Call Box on it, and then set it using some hairspray. And finally, I glued that on the blue part of the rim of the jar, and then the jar was finished. I had so much fun making this jar. And let me know in the comments below which jar I should make next. I hope you enjoyed that, and thank you for watching!